shoes on. We're heading to Grandma's house.
Can I have an ice cream sandwich on the way? I saw some cedar crust in the freezer.
And you thought those were for you?
Well, yeah, I did.
Because you're the only one who likes cedar crust ice cream?
No, Arlo likes it too.
Yes, I do.
And I know how much you love your kids, Mom. Almost as much as your kids love cedar crust.
Well, you're right. But don't eat all of them. Your dad and I like cedar crust too. Grab one for each of us.
Cedar Crust ice cream sandwiches, available in vanilla and black cherry.
Get up! Get out of here and go!
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ. It's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from American Family Field. Here's your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
What's there to say? What is there to say? 7-0. 7-0. Back-to-back shutouts. For the third time this month. 6 shutouts in a month. Ties a franchise record. The Brewers get 3 hits today. Bryce Terang was 2 of them. It's another series loss. It's another game where you just feel punched in the gut 90 times. Another team's pitching staff was just nails against you and doesn't really feel like anything they did was so out of this world. Oh, my God, can't stop that. It felt like, hello, Dom Cotroneo, Jerry Augustine with us. It felt like that's what the Brewers were doing to every other team. The Twins have scored 10 runs this series, and they've had 1 solo homer. They're manufacturing runs. They're putting the ball in play. They're not striking out. They're working counts. They're getting good luck. The Brewers got good luck. They got everything bad luck today for the Crew from their side of things. At some point, it gets maddening to look up at the scoreboard and still see a 0. And I know we're sick of talking about team meetings and trying to get back on track, but Jerry Augustine, man, when the going gets tough, it is getting really tough to keep showing up right now. But you keep showing up, and you keep playing ball because there's another opportunity tomorrow.
It does. You know, you go through phases during the season. Every team goes through it. Hopefully it's not long. You can recapture yourself and go out and play some good baseball. But, you look up, and tonight was one of the strangest nights I've ever seen. We always talk about pitchers. Go out there and throw ones up there. You throw single digits up there, you're going to be fine. But we look after 6 innings, there's 6 single digits. It's just something where right now, the ball club, you talk about a team. How do you play? How do you get back with it? Everybody's trying hard. Everybody wants to do well. Everybody wants to get out of a rut. You got to go out and you got to play decent baseball. It is true. You got to go out and you have to relax. It's not about wanting to go out and sometimes doing it and giving all the energies into accomplish things that are positive. It's going out there and relaxing and playing the game the way it's supposed to be in all 3 phases. And if you look at this ball club right now, it's not clicking in all the phases. They're playing. Sometimes they go out, they pitch really well. They don't get the hitting. They don't get the hitting. They start swinging the bat. They'll score a couple runs and they don't get the pitching. So, and defensively, it's been a little bit lax at times over the last month. So, there's a lot of things with this ball club that they still can get much better. It's about being able to go out there and relax, take each game, take each phase, go out and start playing consistent baseball, and this will turn around.
The third inning was the whole turning point for me in this game. The Brewers are down 2-0, which is not an impossible, insurmountable lead, but then you are reminded of the bonkers stat that the Brewers have not had a multi-run comeback this season. Their largest their largest deficit they've overcome in a game this season is 1. And when you're down 2-0, any little mistake feels like an avalanche against you, and it starts that third inning with Jake Bauers overrunning a fly ball that he misread, and it leads to a double. Then a bloop single into center field doesn't allow to run a score, so you got men on the corners. You still got a chance, trade 2 for 1, right? But then you get the line drive to right center field. Even if Sal catches it, it's a sac fly, but it's an out. Right. But instead, it pops out of his glove as his wrist rolls on the warning track. Bad luck again. It would have been a highlight top 10 play. Instead, it's a base hit, still nobody out. Then another base hit the other way. They wouldn't allow another run in the frame, thank goodness. But still, thanks to another great throw from Sal Frelick. And then in the bottom half of that inning, with 1 out, Bryce Terang turns in one of the at-bats of the season, 11 pitches long. He was behind 0-2, ultimately knocks a single the other way, and then he's not able to get off first base with Churio and Yelich popping out and grounding out. I mean, that was the game right there. It was 3-0. Terang turns in a great at-bat, and nothing happened after that. And quite frankly, the Brewers, they only had one more hit the rest of the game after that Terang hitting the third. That the fact that this happened multiple games in a row is why a lot of the fan base is freaking out. Like, how does the offense completely disappear for 6 innings at a time?
And Dom, it's also, and I think you put in a good point there, right in that third inning. A Terang getting on the base, and that he's frozen there, and he isn't able to go there. Those are the times when even though you had the misjudged ball in left field, and then the great play by Sal, and he thought he caught, he just rolled wrong, and the glove came off. Of course, then he made the great throw. Right there in that situation, I think you put it right. If you come back and you score a run in that situation, or move the runners along and do something, manufacture something, what the Twins have done really well in these first 2 games, what you do is you're back in that ball game. Things can change, and you can start maybe getting things positive. You can't take anything away from the pitcher. Pablo Lopez was phenomenal tonight. I tell you, all I knew is out of the first 16 guys, he had 14 first pitch strikes. I thought he just dotted the inside part of the plate on the Brewer hitters, way to lefties, in on the righties, and was just very, very good. And what I remember of him being a lot of times seeing him as being a fastball changeup style guy when he was back with the Marlins. He's got a little bit of breaking ball now, and he could command it really well. Now you look, he's got a good repertoire that he can command for strikes. I thought today he was phenomenal. They say he struggled last time out, but today he was really good.
I think 2 things can be true, and I'll play Pat Murphy's audio later on in the program, but 2 things can be true. You can give credit to the other side. Pablo Lopez pitched great, just like Joe Ryan pitched great yesterday. And you can also look internally at your own performance and say,
that's right,
there were areas that could have been better, and that's what the Brewers are going through right now. To say it's a rut is an understatement, but 6 shutouts in the span of 17 days, when you weren't shut out at all in the first month of the season, is alarming, and it's concerning. But it's a cliche, but it's true. It's a long, long, long season. And if you want an example, we can just look to last season. The Houston Astros, okay, the Brewers just saw them. The Houston Astros were 8 games under 500 on June 2nd. There were as many as 10 games back in the division in June, and they won the division. Okay, it has happened before. It can happen in June. It can happen, but you got to start seeing some signs, and I think that's where the fear comes in, where, well, what are the signs? The fact that 7-8-9 went hitless once again today, that you haven't hit a home run on this homestand and getting shut out in back-to-back games, and Reese hit a home run in Cleveland, but otherwise they haven't hit a home run with multiple runners on base since the last homestand. So it's concerning, and it's troubling, and I think a lot of Brewers fans share that sentiment.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think when you look at this ball club, you look at, they've been shut out, what is it, 4 of the last 5 or something like that they've been shut out. It's the opponents. You do have to give credit to the opponent pitcher. When they go out there and they pitch well, Pablo pitched well, Joe Ryan pitched very well last night, but it's not always the same, Dom. When I see this ball club, every night it goes out there that they struggle. A pitcher comes out there and he's got one part of plate that he's dominating against the Brewers. I thought Lopez tonight dominated the inside part of the plate. I thought Ryan had a good breaking ball last night, was able to throw the ball away, show in and go away on guys, and they're able to have success with it. And I think that the adjustments come with this ball club is when you're struggling like that, and pitchers are getting to a stage where they're having success in the area. You got to be that patient. You got to be able to take some of those pitches. You got to be patient at the plate and be able to hit the ball the opposite way. Those scouting reports they have on these pitchers are evidence of what they're going to try to do to get you out. Tonight, I thought Pablo did a great job of throwing, like I told you earlier, on the inside. Last night, a little breaking ball away. And it's just being able to dominate that area. These guys go to it. When they show certain pitches and when they need to get a guy out, what do? They dominate that area. And I think that's where the Brewers are really struggling a little bit, being able to make those adjustments against those pitchers that are really going to spots and having success.
Yeah, they make the adjustment. And that's something that we'll have to talk about with Tobias Myers as well, as he started this game and takes the loss, giving up a career-high 11 hits. We'll take our first break of the program. A lot of texts rolling in. Appreciate everyone reaching out. We'll get to these as well. 855-616-1620 is the phone number. 855-616-1620 on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
ESPN Wisconsin's Brian Balaga here for my new friends at Surfside. There's only one thing better than Surfside and golf, and that's Surfside iced teas and lemonade plus vodka on the golf course. This golf season, there's no better drink to enjoy on the golf course. Surfside is light, refreshing, and made with real vodka and real brewed tea. Plus, there's only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. It's tea time. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. We install anything decks and more. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Hey, boaters! We have the go-to marine store. And it's not just because we have all the boat parts and supplies you'll ever need, including oddball parts you thought you'd never be able to find. And it's also because we're cheaper than the other guys, too. So why shop anywhere else? This is Dave Dorrell from Kendor Marine. Boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water. Hey, boaters!
This is Dave Dorrell from Kendor Marine. When you get here, you might be overwhelmed when you see so much stuff. But don't be, because our staff knows just where to find what you need. They're knowledgeable, friendly, and willing to help so that you can find everything you need to keep your boat in tip-top shape. Boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, cold tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park.
Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Frustrating night at the Yard. Brewers fall 7-0 to the Twins. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Former Brewers pitcher Jerry Augustine is with us as well. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs? Look no further than Fifth Third Bank. With a local team right here in Milwaukee, they know how to hit it out of the park every time. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making that helps your business thrive. Experience the unique commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. A few texts that have rolled in here as well. This one from the 510. I know you're going to disagree, Dom. I think this is it. You're right. I do disagree. The need to win the division for any type of playoff appearance, I agree with that. And that's getting more and more unlikely. Hey, I just showed you that you can be 10 games back and still win the division. They're not in a position to trade, and shipping off prospects just to stay in the race is not worth it. Now, that I agree with. Now, to briefly touch on to this text, this is the hardest part, is being in between. When you are still in May, but you have enough of a data set to say, ooh, what's the improvement going to be? Do we look externally and give up assets, or do you look internally and say, you know what? Do we think this is the year, this is the team that's capable of doing it? And quite frankly, Pat Murphy talked about it in pregame today. Like, this lineup, this is going to be the lineup. I mean, there's not anyone imminently coming up right now from an offensive perspective. Blake Perkins still has not played games down in Arizona. Garrett Mitchell hasn't resumed baseball activities from his oblique. This is the team. So it's kind of look in the mirror and play better ball. It sounds blunt to say that, but that kind of is the truth at this point in the year. It's May. It's still technically early, but not that early.
Well, in one thing that you know is you listen to Murphy when he speaks. He's got a lot of faith in the guys that have here. He likes the guys that they do have here. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have patience enough with these guys to change things around. They haven't been healthy all year. It's been little guys here and little one guy here. It just alters how they have to do their lineup or how they play positionally in the field. It takes away a little bit from their defense and things like this. This is a situation where, number one, you have to decide whether you're going to be patient, that this team can come around. A lot of the players are the same. Yes, you're losing an Adames, who was the anchor of your infield and things like that, but it's still about going out there and perfecting the one thing that you need to win baseball games, and that's playing consistent baseball in all three phases. And if you take this, Dom, if you look at this ball club, probably the first the games that they've played so far, you've probably got maybe 10, maybe 50 games where you can go out and say, hey, you know what? Wow.
Yeah,
This was a game that pitching, defense, everything was right there. They're not there yet. There's a lot of changes going on, and you've got to be patient. You got to let them go out there and find themselves a little bit. I think when they find themselves, they're going to play good, solid defense. I think this pitching staff is going to get much better. The problem where they're going to have to make adjustments is how are they going to do it on the offensive side? They struggled on the offensive side, adapting to pitchers like we've seen being shut out 5 times in the month of May. That's going to be their biggest adjustment. Can they go out and manufacture runs? I think this team can. I think it can hit home runs in this ballpark. But that's the adjustment, and this is where Matt Arnold has to make the decision along with the coaching staff. Is this how are we going to approach it? Are we going to make a move? Is there somebody out there that can come and give us a spark?
Because all the work you did to try to make up from the cold start is gone. You started out 0-4.
That's right.
And you're back to 4 games under 500, which is the low watermark of the season. You don't want it to go beyond that. And yet, you can still sit here, and I've said this over and over again, and some folks are probably turning off the radio when I say it. It's like, as bad as it's gone, they're only 4 games under.
That's right.
And you look at how bad it started for the Twins on the other side, right? The overreactions we were seeing from Minnesota, fire Rocco, change everything, trade everybody when they got off to a slow start. And now they've won 13 in a row. I'm not saying the Brewers are going to win 13 in a row. Like, the Cardinals have now won 13 of their last 14. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility to get hot out of nowhere. I think the fear right now is that where is it going to come from? Because they haven't been playing that inspired baseball that we saw a season ago. You're talking about all 3 facets, made 10 to 15 games. That's 25% of their games.
That's right.
What would that rate have been last season at this point? Like 75% of their games were playing all three facets? And that's how this team is constructed. To get the sum of their parts is that everyone pulls their length of the rope, doing what they do to be brought to this team, right? Whether it be putting the ball in play or stealing bags or hitting for power. And it's a collective rut, and people can blame a coaching staff, can blame a front office, can blame the players themselves. There's plenty of blame to be passed around. Trying to assign blame will waste energy of just trying to solve the problem, and that is win a game tomorrow and then try to win the next one. And then if you don't win that one, win the next one. It's a dumb cliche, but it's the truth. Just win one, release the pressure valve, and just feel like win a game 14-2, win like a slugfest, win a game like 14-12. Like, let's just see you get in a bare knuckle backyard brawl and prove to yourselves you can do it.
Come back out of a game where you're totally out of it. And all
oh my God, yes,
a rally, and those things happen, and it will. And I just been looking at this team on the offensive side of the ball. I think Rhys Hoskins is really swinging the bat. One thing I really liked about the game tonight, and I don't know if you saw it or not, the last time Rhys was up, he struck out. He struck on a pitch the umpire called out. I really liked that he walked away and just didn't walk to that dugout. He turned around and said, "You know what? This is a big at bat. That pitch was off. I saw it on TV. Yeah. The ball was off the plate. It was wide. I like that. I like that. Those are the type of guys that you need to step up. Yes, if you look at Christian right now, he's not swinging a good bat. You look at Cheerios struggling at times. You look at what they've done on the last road trip. They really struggled on the offensive side of the ball. But they need these guys to come in and do the little things, and that's manufacturing runs, getting on the base. When they get on base, what do? They manufacture runs. They run the bases real well. They lead the league in stolen bases. They're going to make things happen. It's just to being able to be at that plate, putting the ball in play, and doing the little things that they need to score runs.
Isn't that kind of amazing that they still lead baseball in stolen bases, given how
crazy
slow the offense has been?
It's crazy. But you know what? That shows, even though they struggle on the offensive side, when they get on base, they can make things happen. Now they got to get on base, and they have to have the good at-bats and putting the ball in play. And, it's not about the 3-run homer. This is not about the team that's going to be the 3-run homer. They're going to hit 3-run homers, but it's going to be the manufacturing runs, exactly what Minnesota did to them tonight. They have to be able to go out, have the good at-bats, and put the ball in play.
A text from Jenny from Vernon. Hard to find words for the abysmal offense for the Crew, but maybe Murph can find a new way with his management style. Also, though, my dog ate my Brewers lucky bracelet, so maybe it's my dog's fault. It is your dog's fault, Jenny. That's the reason why. Either way, we have to get a sad win tomorrow to salvage the series with Freddie on the mound. So we're going to talk about Tobias. Let's talk about him next segment right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Summer's getting closer, and Brewers action at American Family Field is only heating up. Don't miss a Midwestern throwdown between the Brewers and the Twins, May 16th through the 18th. Get a Jedi Jackson Churio Star Wars night bobble with a special theme night ticket on the 16th. Then get here early for an exclusive Brewers cribbage board giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on the 17th. Presented by 620 WTMJ. Get tickets at Brewers.com.
Affordable glass and mirror home decor ideas will go as far as your style and imagination will take them. But not everyone has the time to think up new ways to make our products work for their home. So here are some ideas that could really take your home style to the next level. A great way to visually enlarge a small space is to add mirrors. We're seeing mirrored closet doors come back in style, but now they call them reflective storage units. And if they're done right, they can be quite appealing. Make your minimal bedroom more expansive looking with a wall of mirrors. Or how about a mirrored backsplash in your kitchen? Mirror front kitchen cabinets look really sleek. If you bring us the milled out cabinet doors, we'll install mirrors and your kitchen gets an instant style upgrade. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for CertaPro Painters for your home or your business. They came out and did the exterior of our house. The team walked around the entire house with me, pointed out a couple spots that I needed some extra work done. I didn't even realize it. The team's at CertaPro. They've got your back. Call and ask about their spring sales event going on now through May 15th. It's CertaPro Painters, the best in the business. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. It's CertaPro Painters. Took care of me, they'll take care of you. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers fall 7-0 to the Twins. We're still talking about it. We're still trying to fix this. It's all going to be fine. I hope. I think. Maybe.
It will be. It will be.
With Jerry Augustine, I'm Dom Cotroneo. We got to talk about Tobias. And Pat Murphy said as such after the game that he is going to be bound back for AAA after this start. And giving up 11 hits doesn't help his cause. I see a guy that is understanding the league has made an adjustment to him. In that we've seen this league-wide, that vertical fastball that we talk about has great life, has great carry. It's not as sneak up on you as it once was maybe a couple of seasons ago. Guys have made adjustments to it, and specifically with Tobias, when that is his best pitch, his fastball is his best pitch. And it's kind of like what Freddie went through 18 and 19 of developing into a true starter. It's like, okay, well, what else you got? Because the league has made the adjustment to your heater. The slider isn't a very good pitch right now. I think he should throw more cutters and curveballs personally, but I am not a pitching coach by any stretch of the imagination. This is not legal advice. But at the same time, you've now received a set of data from Tobias Myers in this first month of the season that the league has adjusted to your fastball. Your turn to adjust back.
You know, I was watching TV tonight, and Adam Wainwright was doing the game tonight, and he put on Pablo, and then right next to him he put on Tobias, and he showed their deliveries, and he showed the arm angles from Pablo Lopez as opposed to what Tobias throws. And he was talking about a situation where I feel that Tobias has got to find himself just a little bit. The whole thing with pitching is angles. Everybody pitches. Everybody gets a comfort zone. Usually when you have a left-hander, he pitches on the left side of the mound, or what we say the first base side, right-hander, right side. Tobias goes on the first base side. And tonight, when I looked at where he was on the mound, he was way on the far edge. I thought last year he was more center related. And what I'm trying to get with the delivery is he has a delivery where he throws full over the top. Mm-hmm. And you remember back, I think we talked about it, because back over when he was in Denver, the place where he can't throw a slider, he started throwing that great slider. You remember that?
Exactly.
And okay, how did he find it? It was the angles at which he had. He was a little bit more center mound. But what comes with that is when you throw and you have the arm angle he has, it's not just the arm arm angle and where you come directly at the plate. It's where your head goes and your front shoulder goes. When your head goes to the side, when you throw the ball, and if you're right-handed, if the head goes to your left shoulder, you're going to come off the ball, and your slider's not going to get on top. It's not going to be as good. It's not going to be as sharp. Tonight, I saw his head really on a lot of his breaking pitches, really falling off the mound a little bit, where arm was dragging. When his head, what he's got to work on is trying to get that head and that body going directly at the mound, so he can get on top and that angle straight down. He can get that good sharp slider, just like you're talking about throwing more cutters, throwing more sliders. You got to be comfortable throwing them, and you got to throw them to good locations. I think the problem is he's not throwing them to good locations. He's sweeping them a little bit just off the plate, and then he goes back and tries to make a good pitch with his fastball, mislocates it, ball head comes to the side a little bit, and that's what Minnesota did, took advantage of him tonight.
Yeah, a lot of middle pitches, a lot of pitches that were too much in the center quadrant of the zone, not exceptional locations.
Absolutely, you're exactly right.
Any big league team is going to get all over it. And then, when you don't have a pitch that can generate a swing and miss aside from the fastball,
that's right,
teams can recognize, okay, well, that's a hanger, I can hit it. And the average exit velocity on his slider today was 101 miles an hour. That's a red flag right there. Okay, they're seeing it, let's scrap that. The cutter is decent. You can get pop-ups. You can get ground outs with the cutter. You're not necessarily going to get swings and misses with it. But I think naturally, this is where, again, this is not legal advice, but this is where, as somebody who studies pitch design and studies what works for some pitchers versus others, and everybody is different. I totally understand that. But generally, we see guys that are as vertical as with that arm angle that you're talking about with Tobias. They tend to have more success with curveballs as opposed to sliders, because sliders are meant to be naturally more lateral. Now, Chris Hook has explained to me they prefer it to be more of a bullet slider, which is meant to be minimal movement. It's like, then it starts to blend with the cutter, and that could explain the hard contact against it. The whole point of all this is to say, Tobias is headed to AAA with a checklist. Number one, it's find that fastball command again. Make sure you can live on the corners and the edges of the zone, not in the middle, because 92 with vert is not as invincible as it once was. And number two is develop a go-to secondary pitch, whether it's a swing and miss pitch or a pitch like the cutter, to say, all right, they're on my heater, I need to get them off of it.
I know last year, during the middle of the year, all of a sudden he came back. I think he might have been sent down. He came back, and all of a sudden he had really good feel for that changeup. Mm-hmm. He starts throwing that, and you're talking about something off speed, whether it be a curveball, whether it be a cutter's a more of a velocity pitch, whether it's a slider that's off of several miles an hour and he can throw it on a more consistent basis. I thought last year he had better tilt on his slider. Mm-hmm. I thought he threw it to zones better. I thought he threw it to both sides of his plate better. And then every once in a while he showed the changeup. And when he threw that changeup for a strike, they're going over the top. They're going, oh my God, that changeup's down. Now that fastball, like he got hit a couple times with that fastball. Where was it? Upper part of strike zone, but the lower part of the upper part of strike zone. He gets to that upper part of strike zone, a little bit of the line and the up. They have a tough time hitting him, centering it. And I think that's where his struggles are. I think you put it perfectly. He's got that checklist to go down and get that good feel for a fastball, but yet at the same time, really understand that the off-speed stuff, those secondary pitches, are so important that he locates them and he can throw them for strikes when he needs to.
When you see this game reminded that it's a precision game.
It is.
It's a very, very fine line. These are the best players in the world, and you're facing the hottest team in baseball. All of these things kind of add up, and when you're a little bit off against a team that's really on, and that's the results of what we saw tonight. But, I mean, Pat Murphy said before the game today, he believes, and I played it on Brewers Warm today, he believes and just begs for it, knows that it's inside Tobias Myers. We saw it in Game 3 of the Wild Card Series last year. 5 shutout innings as a rookie. After everything he's been through, the Brewers know it's in there for him, and they want to see him channel that version of him once again. Now, Augie, I'll leave you with this. Tomorrow, you got your ace on the mound. The last time he took the mound, he did exactly what the Brewers asked, and hey, I got this, guys. Let's get back on track. Let's get going in the right direction. Now, he had some bad luck behind him with Jackson Chourio not making a play, so he ends up getting a tough luck loss. But it seems like Freddie Peralta is becoming the, I got this, get on my back, let's go. Because he is, in my opinion, he is the vocal leader of this team, and it's hard when it's a pitcher and not a hitter. Now, Rhys Hoskins and Yelly are certainly those guys as well, but Freddie and Yelly are the longest tenured guys, and it comes to a point where if Freddie delivers like he expects to, like the Brewers expect him to, that's a chance to exhale and again, to assert yourself as I'm that bleeping guy, and Freddie Peralta is going to do that tomorrow.
Oh, I agree with you. And I still think, of all these years we've been talking about fastball Freddie. He's always fastball Freddie, and now he's got a good breaking ball. He's got that changeup he's using, a little bit of a slider he's using. His secondary pitches have gotten 100% better. There's no question in anybody's mind. But I'm going to tell you what, it still comes with the fastball. He's got the ability with his fastball to throw in that cuts. He can throw it straight on a line. He can go velocity high. He can sink it. And by doing those pitches and being consistent when he wants to, that is really sets up his other pitches. I've seen him at times really on a fastball throw a two-seam fastball down that the velocity is, you said 95, 96, 97 at times, where it's 91, 92. And what does he do? Hey, you know what? I'm getting on top. I'm going to make the ball go down. I'm going to keep it in the strike zone. It still comes with the fastball. I think against this Minnesota team, if he can dominate strike one, fastball to both sides of the plate, show that breaking ball and show that he can throw it for strikes, that fastball gets better. And you notice when Freddie's really good, he throws a breaking ball and the secondary pitches for strikes. Boy, that fastball is dynamic because he can rear back and say, come and try to hit me, and he's successful.
I'm excited to look forward to it tomorrow. Well, it's good to have you here in person. I know you're kind of in and out right now, but we'll talk to you again later this week.
Yeah, I'm home for graduation. My granddaughter Kendall is graduating from UWM tomorrow. It's going to be a big day for us. So good to be home. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right, Jerry Augustine, former Brewers pitcher here on WTMJ. I got to address some of these texts. We'll get to those as well, and we'll hear from Pat Murphy on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
Two Wisconsin icons are teaming up on a reworked classic. Cousin Subs and U-Zingers are proud to introduce the all-new Fried Bologna Sub, featuring U-Zingers fried bologna, bacon, American cheese, onions, pickles, mayo, and mustard on fresh-baked Italian bread. And that's not all. Pair your fried bologna with a creamy cupcake shake topped with whipped cream and rainbow sprinkles. Now that's a better combination. Order both in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scavini with a special announcement. My dream of visiting my 50th state, Hawaii, is going to come true in November of 2026. And I'm inviting all you WTMJ fans to join me. Fox World Travel has created an incredible 3-island itinerary, which includes Oahu, the big islands of Hawaii and Maui. We'll visit Pearl Harbor, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, and a Kona coffee plantation. And you know how much I love coffee. We'll enjoy a luau on the big island, visit the Maui Aquatic Center. It's an active itinerary, but includes plenty of free time, too. My wife, Kathy, and I would love to have you join us on this WTMJ listener trip. By the way, P.S., I'm planning a unique way to commemorate this accomplishment. More details on that soon. To get more information or make a reservation, join me and my wife, Kathy. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Don't miss out on the early booking discount. Best of Hawaii. Join us with Steve Scavini, Kathy Scavini, Rose Gray. Call today.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, reminding you to double-check your home. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family-owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. Call Siding Unlimited and visit sidingunlimited.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Common refrain from the text line about Bowers and Yelly and left. We'll get to that in this segment. Get to thoughts about the offense. Get to some of that as well. But first, want to thank Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. This Memorial Day, Cider is honoring veterans with 5% off year-round. But that's not just a holiday deal. That's every day. It's their way of saying thank you. Book now at Cider, SEIDER.com. On the left field front, Jake Bowers obviously misplays a couple of balls today. And for the folks that are trying to say, he's a first baseman that's put out in the outfield, what gives? Well, Jake Bowers, before he arrived to the Brewers, was a super utility and has played all over the diamond in his career, nearly 200 career games in the outfield. This is not a place where he's inexperienced by any stretch of the imagination. He misplayed 2 balls. He would be the first to tell you that. He got fooled on a broken bat liner in the left field that had backspin and carries over him that leads to a leadoff double, and then he got caught in between, charging forward on a ball that dropped behind him and leads to a bloop triple. Nonetheless, this is the scenario the Brewers are in right now, where Bowers was one of the hotter hitters on the team coming into this series. And I think there would be a lot of people on the other side of the fence saying, if you're benching Bowers and not having him start, well, then you could say, well, why not Christian Yelich? And that's a fair critique. Yelich only played the outfield once since the game in San Francisco when he dropped the go-ahead sacrifice fly. Granted, the run was going to score anyway, but he dropped the ball. Then he didn't play the outfield for a while again. He played the outfield in the finale in Cleveland, went off without a hitch. And I know there are assumptions about Yelly playing better when he's in the outfield versus when he's DHing. We need to get more sample size when he's playing the outfield. But at the same time, I think you have to explore it. And it's odd because Pat Murphy showed us the note about 10, 12 days ago. Question mark, Yelly in outfield. That was the day he had a homer and a stolen base against the Astros in the opener of that series. And he openly asked him, can we get Yelly back in the outfield? Because maybe he's moving well. I mean, he's running well. He's hitting the ball hard, just not elevating it right now. And perhaps getting his mind off of the offense and just go play the outfield. I mean, that's a real thing. I know some people don't buy into that thought, but it's the truth. It is hard to be a slumping DH. Your job's to hit. Why can't you just hit? Okay, I ground out to second. I go right back to the dugout, and I got to think about it for 30 straight minutes. Don't ground out to second again. What do? I ground out to first. We'll just hit the ball in the air. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. I do wonder if we're going to see a little bit more of Yelly in the outfield, maybe more often. But one guy I think that really needs a day off right now is Jackson Chourio. You know, we talked about the lineup, moving him in and around. He's 0 for 4 again today. At one point over these last 2 games, he had an 0-2 count in 6 straight plate appearances. And he's not swinging at the first pitch every time anymore either. He's taking pitches. I mean, he's caught in between wanting to be aggressive and wanting to be a guy that's a spark plug and chasing. And that's not the guy we saw in the second half of last season. The Brewers know that, and he knows that as well. I wonder if you give him a breather. I wonder if we see a really wacky lineup tomorrow. Granted, tomorrow the Twins are scheduled to promote a prospect, make his 2025 season debut. He's pitched in the big leagues 9 starts last year. He's a right-hander. I wonder if we see Yelly or Collins in the outfield. I wonder if we see Sal in center, right? I wonder if you have a combination of Collins in right, Yelly in left, and Sal in center, give Chourio the day off. I'm really intrigued to see what tomorrow could hold. I'm with agreement with a lot of these texters. Let's give Yelly a shot in left field. Maybe that can help him out too, but I'm not subscribing to the fact that one bad game completely banishes Jake Bowers. He's played a lot of outfield. He had a bad day. We're not going to overreact to one bad day. That being said, when you're hitting, it takes care of everything. And when every little mistake gets put under a microscope when you haven't scored a run in back-to-back games in 4 of the last 5. That's where the vitriol comes from right now. When you're not hitting, everything feels worse. Take a breather. We'll hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, coming up in a moment right here in your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Over 60 years in business, with over 60 vehicles out in the field so we can respond ultra quickly to your emergency AC needs. When you call Quality for emergency AC service, you can count on a swift response to get the job done right away. So if the heat's got you to the point where it's just too hot to handle, call Quality and we'll get you the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zaneski. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they do it every day with compassion and with empathy. They've got locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. I've been to the locations. I love how they treat the people who live there. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They offer early memory loss classes. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Kindness at the core. It's Azura Living. Check them out at azuraliving.com. It's Azura.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
I feel bad for our partners at Surfside because they normally sponsor the play of the game. And, well, when you get shut out 4 of the last 5, kind of empty segment. But nonetheless, we'll hear from Pat Murphy in a moment. Also, Brewers Extra Innings brought to you in part by Surfside, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside iced tea and vodka, Surfside lemonade and vodka. It's paired perfectly with a day at the ballpark and stocked at American Family Field all season long. Let's hear from a very honest and very blunt Pat Murphy after today's 7-0 loss to the Twins.
Murphy, guys are trying in there, they're trying hard, but how do you just kind of encapsulate the way the offense has struggled this last 4 games?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of indicative of how much they care, to be quite honest with you. I know people might not understand that, but they care a great deal. They want to get it right. They want to. We also, guys, we faced a really good pitcher who was really good tonight. And, again, we didn't get a great pitching performance. There's like 13 hard contacts in 4 innings or whatever. We know Tobias is capable of so much better. He's not in a good spot. But that happens. Like pitchers go up and down, whatever. But when it comes to the offense, everyone's trying, and then you get away from the present moment. You get away from the now. And you get divided attention, like things like, I always talk about it. Divided attention is like, oh, we might lose. Oh, we're 4 games or 5 games under. Oh, we might not go to the playoffs this year. It's on our minds, and that's just dividing the attention of being in the moment right now. When to stay undaunted, which we used to talk about, to stay undaunted means the mental toughness to stay in the now. It's really, really hard. And it's hard when you care a lot. But caring a lot isn't enough. You got to care a lot and you got to do it. Be in the now. I trust the players. I like the players. I think they're good. Now, did we go spend a lot of money in the offseason, guys? Let's call a spade a spade. No, we didn't. Did we, are we real deep in the position player business? No, we're not. But we have good ones. And we have ones that aren't getting the results right now and aren't in their best state of mind. But that's the beauty of this thing. Maybe it'll be a different journey around the track this year. Maybe we're slow out of the gate. Maybe it's a muddy track. Maybe other people slow down and we close. But again, to try to pay. I appreciate the fans coming out. I know it was a giveaway night, but the crowd was fantastic. It was awesome. It does your heart good, and it hurts my heart to think they don't really realize probably how much these guys are trying and how much they care. But sometimes it gets to be like you squeeze the egg too tight and it breaks. And I think we care so much, we squeeze the egg a little too tight and it breaks. And instead of trying to stay undivided, undaunted, and just stay in it, we've kind of lost that a little bit. So who stays that way forever? You know what I mean? And like who can do it either way forever? It's the great learning experience we all have, we try to lose weight as people in general, and then we can't stick with it, there's just, it's the way of life, it's hard to be as disciplined as we need to be. And I'm including myself in the whole thing because we're all part of this thing,
Speaking of trying, what do you think of the back-to-back plays with Frelick in the 3rd inning?
Yeah, I mean, that kid's a winning player, winning player. The one glove fell off or whatever happened, but came right back and threw a guy out at the plate. Like he's a winning player. He's not swinging the bat great. He's not in a great state of mind, but don't anybody question whether that guy represents us the way we need to.
The hard contact with Tobias, had things gone according to plan, he would be in Nashville trying to work some of the stuff out that you wanted him to work out. Is it as simple with command today? What did you see from him?
His slider wasn't great. He threw a lot of balls in the middle of the plate. They were hunting the ball in the upper half. You got to sense that and go someplace different. You have to, command the ball a little bit higher in that upper half of the zone. It was a little flat. You got to get the changeup going. You saw it a little bit in the fourth inning or third inning, whatever, and he was a little better with it. But that's why we were sending him back to AAA. And I love the kid, man. I think this kid's. You saw it in Game 3 last year. That's in there. So we got to get back to that.
Thank you.
That's it. I had a whole mouthful. Get me going. When times are tough, I can talk.
Thanks, Murph.
Tough times don't last. Tough people do. Remember that.
It's the truth. The man knows his way around a quote. That's for sure. But I think everybody in the text line would agree. Quotes are cool. Runs are cooler. And Murph knows what he's up against right now, and it's hard to be patient. It really is. Look, I know I'm not the most longest in the tooth in the radio industry, and I'm pretty long in the tooth when it comes to baseball. 30 years on this earth, pretty much all 30 of them have been around Major League Baseball. I have seen crazy stuff. I have seen teams catch fire out of nowhere. I have seen teams fall out of the sky. It is May 17th. They're only 4 games under 500. If it gets worse, we'll react to it, and it'll get worse. And today stunk. These 6 shutouts have stunk. But if you want to write it off now because you want to be first, I don't get that. I just don't. I really don't. Because if you want to write it off now, you're also, because you want to be first, that means you're also the first to try to come back in when they go on a stretch where they're winning 13 of their last 16, and all of a sudden they're in the hunt and they're getting ready for a big Cup Series, whatever it could happen. But nonetheless, they're in a tough stretch. It's truth. It's easier to be a fan when you're winning and you're in first place. It's more fun that way, too. 40,000 fans here, cribbage board giveaway. Everybody wanted to see a run, let alone a win. They just wanted to see a run. The words of Ron Washington, that's the way baseball go. It's baseball, man. You can't predict this game. It's the best game ever. So, let's try to predict it and look ahead at tomorrow. Brewers fall 7-0 today on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Pain, tingling, burning in your hand and wrist, wakes you up at night, makes life difficult. Working with your hands is nearly impossible. If that sounds like you may suffer with carpal tunnel syndrome. The problem is Medicare pays for the old open surgery done in a hospital or surgery center. And it's no walk in the park. Big incision, 6-week recovery. Imagine your hands being bandaged up, unable to use it for 6 weeks. So if you want to, you can have that old open surgery the government says to get, or you have another option. An ultra minimally invasive procedure done in the office that can give you immediate relief in 15 minutes and you are back to your life in just 1 day. The Ovation Technique, only at Ovation Hand Institute. You've suffered long enough. You don't have to put the fix off anymore. Visit ovationhand.com and see the difference with your own eyes. ovationhand.com.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Father's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for dads and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Do you hear that?
Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Starlight Children's Foundation brightens the lives of sick kids like my son Finn, who was born with congenital heart disease. Learn more about Starlight by visiting starlight.org today.
Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
All right, last couple minutes of the show. I couldn't get to everybody here. And I appreciate everyone that reached out. I know I couldn't get to everybody. Keep it up. Mark from West Bend, talking about Bowers and who's Rob Searcy. Hey, he pitched okay today. Remember, he pitched for the Brewers 9 games a season ago. But tomorrow, Freddie Peralta takes the mound for the Crew. He's been solid. He just got his 1,000th strikeout of his career, 2.66 ERA. All right, Freddie, here's a ball. You can go as long as you want. Your performance dictates it. The Brewers obviously have a fresh leverage bullpen, right, with Koenig and Uribe and McGill and Mears all fresh and waiting to enter a contest. But Freddie, I hope he kind of looks to those guys that take the night off. I got this. That'd be really cool. Because tomorrow could be the start of getting things going in the right direction, given you win tomorrow, you get the Orioles coming to town. The Orioles are an enigma. Can't underestimate any opponent, but it's the truth. They just fired their manager today, Brandon Hyde. Then you get the Pirates, and the Pirates right now in the month of May are the only offense that's worse than the Brewers. So you get a 7-game stretch. If you get out of the blocks fast tomorrow, you get 7 straight where you can start to generate some momentum, because then it gets a little tougher. Red Sox, Phillies. Then you come back on the road, Reds. Granted, you've done pretty well against them. They're another enigma, but you should still be able to beat them. Then you come home, longest homestand of the year. You want to have momentum going into that. Padres, Braves, Cardinals. Show me what you're made of here, Brewers. You're going to find out real quick coming up. We're on the air at noon tomorrow with Brewers warm-up. Then I'll be with you after the game as well for Brewers Extra Innings. Thank you to everybody who reached out tonight on the text line. I appreciate every single one of you, even on Twitter, even the ones that are negative. It's fine. I get it, man. It's hard to talk about it right now. But we'll still be here. I'll be here. I'll put a smile on my face. It's all good. If you can't do it, I'll do it for you. All right? We're a team in this. It's going to be okay. Brewers will find a way. It's only May. Just have a feeling, man. They haven't played their best. There's still time to find their best. Maybe it's out there. Maybe there's a sneaky move that Matt Arnold has up his sleeve that you aren't expecting yet. We'll have to wait and see. Our producer has been Evan Witalison. My thanks as well to having Jerry Augustine back on the program tonight as well. He'll be back with us later this week. My name is Dominic Cotroneo. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Until then, keep on swinging.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy